Hey, this is Mr. Allen with part 8 of our Inside Out and Back Again read aloud. Today we're reading from Spelling Rules through War and Peace. Spelling rules. Sometimes the spelling changes when adding an S. Knife becomes knives. Sometimes a C is used instead of a K, even if it makes more sense for cat to be spelled cat. Sometimes a Y is used instead of an E, even if it makes more sense for moldy to be spelled moldy. Whoever invented English should have learned how to spell. September 30th. Cowboy's gifts. Our cowboy likes to bring us gifts. The breathing catfish was Mother's favorite. I couldn't watch Vu Li kill and clean it, but it tasted so good. After getting us dipped at church, our cowboy brought gifts even more often. Vu Li always asks for beef jerky, pointing to his muscles. I prefer really fat grapes. Today our cowboy brings chips and chocolate. My brothers and I finish the chips in a flash. Later, Mother throws away what's left of the candy. After she falls asleep, I retrieve the bars. They'll be better than hard rolls for lunch. Someone knows. My word for today is delicious. Delicious. Miss Washington asks, "Was your lunch delicious?" Before speaking, I have to translate in my head. She waits. "I eat candy in toilet," I say. Miss Washington looks panicked. "What?" I realize my mistake. "Oh, the toilet." She doesn't look any happier. I add, "Not candy all time." "But you always eat in the bathroom?" she asked. I nod. Why? How can I explain that dragonflies do somersaults in my stomach whenever I think of the noisy room full of mouths chewing and laughing? I'm still translating when her eyes get red. "I'll pack you a lunch, and you can eat at your desk." "No eat in class," I say. "I'll fix that," Mrs. Washington says. "Things will get better. Just you wait." I don't believe her, but it feels good that someone knows. Most relieved day. At lunch the next day, I stay in class. Miss Scott nods. Can it be this easy? Inside my first brown paper bag, a white meat sandwich, an apple, crunchy curly things sprinkled with salt, and a cookie dotted with chocolate raindrops. Something salty, something sweet. Perfect. I hear pounding footsteps in the long hall. I stop chewing. Two students run into class, giggling. I firm my muscles, ready for the giggles to explode into laughter thrown at me. But smiles appear instead. The girl has red hair swaying to her bottom, a skirt falling to her calves. She says Pam. I hear Pem. The boy of coconut shell skin is dressed better than for church. A purple bow tie, a white shirt that wouldn't wrinkle even if he rolled down a hill. His shaved head is so shiny and perfect, I want to touch it. He speaks slowly and loudly, but I don't mind because he's still smiling. He says, "Stephen." I hear, "Stephen." I have not seen them in class, but then I mostly stare at my shoes. I will write in my journal that today, October 14th, is Most Relieved Day. As I have noted, April 30th was Saigon is Gone Day, and September 2nd was Longest Day Ever. Though I was saving Most Relieved Day for Father's return, he can have the title My Life's Best Day. Smart again. Pink Boy stands at the board. He can't multiply 18 by 42. I go to the board and I chalk the answer in 5 moves. My cheekbones lift to the ceiling until I see the horror on the faces of Pam and Stephen. Pink Boy is glowing red against white hair, white eyebrows, and white eyelashes. Miss Scott nudges me toward my seat. Pam reaches for my hand, hers trembling. I know Pink Boy will get me, but right now, I feel smart. Hair. One day, the honey hair girl takes her pink ribbons and knots pigtails into my hair. She stares, shakes her head, yanks back her ribbons. Pink don't look good on you. Then 3 girls of bronze-bred skin remove colorful barrettes from their hair and twist onto my head so many braids. The girls' hair holds the shape of the braids, even without the barrettes. Pam and Stephen nod, so I keep still. Walking home, my shadow shows eels dancing on my head with tails in shapes of bows, stars, hearts. Mother and brothers notice, pause, and then go on with their day. It isn't easy to sleep on a pile of plastic barrettes. The next morning, when the girls slip off the barrettes, my hair falls back to being straight. The girls yank my flat strands and walk away. I've spent my life wishing for long hair, and this is what I get. The busy one. Vu Li no longer has time for just me. At sunrise, he throws newspapers onto porches. After school, he flips perfect circles of beef. At sunset, he teaches Bruce Lee moves in our front yard. We line up in 5 rows, squatting and shifting, the only moves that he's taught us. I make sure to get in the front row. First came the eager boys. Next came the giggly girls. Then came our neighbors who couldn't help their curiosity. They wave back now, at times bringing jiggly, colorful food we don't eat. Everyone in Vu Li's class wears yellow. Some even bought suits exactly like Bruce Lee's. Brothers Kwong and Koi join in too. Once, I saw Mother behind the curtains, smiling. I squatted low and sturdy then. War and Peace. Miss Scott shows the class photographs of a burned naked girl running, crying down a dirt road. Of people climbing, screaming, desperate to get on the last helicopter out of Saigon. Of skeletal refugees crammed aboard a sinking fishing boat, reaching up to the heavens for help. She shows the class photographs of mounds of cowboy boots abandoned by soldiers of the losing side. She's telling the class where I'm from. She should have shown something about papayas and Tet. No one would believe me, but at times I would choose wartime in Saigon over peacetime in Alabama.